Georgie married his first wife at 19.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at how the universe of this hit sitcom expanded into a franchise, including its prequel Young Sheldon and its spin-off Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. And it all started with a big bang. Bang!
Hello, Georgie.
It's just George now.
Fine. George. No, I don't like it. Georgie?
Imagine this. The year is 2007, and you've just flicked onto a new series called The Big Bang Theory. A sitcom about physicists? They'll never take off, you might have thought.
You're like one of those beautiful mind genius guys.
Yeah.
This is really impressive.
I have a board. If you like boards, this is my board.
Fast forward 12 years, and there you are, wiping away tears as Sheldon delivers his heartfelt Nobel Prize speech, and you prepare to say farewell to the beloved characters you followed for over a decade.
I have been encouraged, sustained, inspired, and tolerated, not only by my wife, but by the greatest group of friends anyone ever had.
But it's not all goodbyes. You still have Young Sheldon, the prequel that's been on air for 2 seasons at this point. It feels fresh and new, yet still wonderfully tied to the original show we all love. So, how did we get here?
Wanna say it.
It all started when Jim Parsons, who played adult Sheldon Cooper, was brainstorming ideas for a new show to produce. He thought of his smart preteen nephew from Texas as a possible inspiration. But then, in conversation with his team, it hit them. They were basically describing a young Sheldon.
We were going with my nephew. That was the first thing. He's a 10-year-old, he's 11 now, in Texas, he's very smart. And as we started talking about it, it was like, well, this is describing a young Sheldon, or it could be.
He took the idea to Big Bang co-creator Chuck Lorre, and with so many childhood stories mentioned in the original series, they knew they had something to work with.
When he arranged to get some yellow cake from Chad, I thought he was talking about Twinkies from one of his friends.
But I wasn't, because I didn't have any friends.
At first, we were thrilled to see a young version of our favorite character, but soon enough, we felt like part of the Cooper family and became deeply invested in all of their stories. Young Sheldon truly became an ensemble piece, with the narrative steering slowly away from its titular protagonist and focusing on his family both in their individual relationships and as a unit. The Cooper siblings in particular were great foils to their genius brother. Take Georgie. He started out as perhaps the most dim-witted of the three, more interested in chasing girls and playing football. But as the series went on, he discovered his entrepreneurial streak, which set him on the path to eventually running a tire empire.
We're in the gambling business. Why don't we gamble for it?
Okay.
Great. The number I'm thinking of in my head, is it odd or even?
How dumb do you think I am?
In my defense, you used to be dumber.
If you'd asked us during the first half of the series who was most likely to get their own spin-off, we probably would have said Sheldon's twin sister Missy. She's a feisty kid with a sharp tongue, a wicked sense of humor, and maybe the most relatable of the Cooper kids.
Since Sheldon cost you all that money, who's your new favorite? Me or Georgie?
You know I don't have favorites.
Yeah, right.
Okay, whoever takes the trash out first is my favorite.
She thinks we're stupid.
Even as she moved into her rebellious teen years, she kept that same fiery spirit. Considering where her story leaves off in Young Sheldon and the bits we hear about her from Sheldon and The Big Bang Theory, there's a lot of untapped potential for her character to be explored further.
I have a sister with the same basic DNA mix who hostesses at Fuddruckers.
However, Missy, who was often presented as the perfect contrast to Sheldon, seemed to get sidelined once the writers appeared to run out of steam with his storylines. This was also when the show started to shift more focus onto their big brother Georgie. A high school dropout, Georgie ended up going into business with Connie, eventually running several businesses simultaneously.
What kind of cut you thinking?
5%.
3%.
5.
3.
You're supposed to go in the middle and say 4.
Why don't you say 4?
Fine, 4.
2.
Come on.
During this time, he meets Mandy, and they quickly hit it off. Only, neither is particularly honest about their age. While Mandy's fib is more of a harmless white lie, Georgie's is more problematic.
How old are you?
25.
21.
I was worried you were going to say 19.
Oh, no, I promise I'm not 19.
Things take a turn when Mandy finds out she's pregnant. From there, their rocky relationship and journey into parenthood quickly became the heart of the series. By the time their baby Cece is born, it feels like the show is setting up the stage for a Georgie and Mandy spinoff.
I was a baby more recently than you were. It's okay, Cece. Daddy's here.
Good job.
Well, I just met her yesterday. Give me a minute.
Unlike young Sheldon, which had its path pretty much set by the Big Bang Theory, the new spinoff gets to start fresh without those constraints.
You lost?
No. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
We don't have a lot of details about Georgie's life after Sheldon heads to Pasadena. What we do know is that Georgie took on the role of family caretaker after George Sr. passed away, grew apart from Sheldon, and his relationship with Mandy eventually fell apart.
I know life has been hard for you, but that don't mean it's been easy for the rest of us.
I suppose I didn't think about how it was for everyone else.
Young Sheldon established Mandy as Georgie's first wife. That's the only firm detail we have. Everything else is wide open.
You got a bet. Feel like I'm stealing your money.
Georgie married his first wife at 19.
For the die-hard Big Bang fans, you might remember Sheldon mentioning congratulatory texts from 2 of Georgie's ex-wives, which raises even more questions.
Oh, it's a congratulations text from my Meemaw. Oh, and there's one from my mom, and my sister, and my brother, and my brother's ex-wife, my brother's other ex-wife.
Will the spinoff explore Georgie and Mandy breaking up and getting back together a few times? Or will Georgie find someone else before realizing Mandy is the one? Or could we be in for a complete curveball with a retcon?
'Cause I love you.
Do you?
I think so.
You were just on a date with another girl.
Yeah, and I could be at her place right now, but instead I'm here with you.
We imagine Laurie has learned from the past and would try to avoid writing himself into any tight spots. While they did a great job of reworking some of the Big Bang backstories, there were always some fixed elements they couldn't change.
I'm mad at God. I'm mad at myself for not trying harder while he was here. This wasn't supposed to happen.
As Laurie admitted in his vanity card, if he'd known George Cooper would become such a beloved character, he would have never let the Coopers lose their cherished patriarch. Talk about a lesson hard learned. Showrunner Steve Holland said he was really drawn to this story because of the chemistry between the actors. Even though Georgie and Mandy's relationship had its ups and downs, the connection between Montana Jordan and Emily Osment was undeniable.
Just wanted to be here.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what we wanted to.
Holland said their on-screen chemistry was so much fun to watch. With a strong dynamic and essentially an open book, it made perfect sense to include their story in the expanding Big Bang Theory universe.
We gotta stay calm. Don't let her see us panic.
Right. Happy faces.
Hey, baby. This is normal. We're all okay.
Yep, we're gonna get you out.
How are we gonna get her out?
I don't know.
This time, Mandy's family will have a bigger role, while the Coopers will take a back seat, although they'll appear in at least one episode. From what we know, Sheldon won't be around this time around. His future is pretty well set as we know, but we're sure he'll get mentioned, especially as Georgie harbors some resentment for Sheldon not being around in his family's time of need.
If she was upset, she would have told me.
She was protecting you, you idiot, just like everyone always does.
If things were bad, then why didn't you tell me?
Because I was protecting you too.
Also, Sheldon going away to Caltech isn't the only link between the two series. Old cast members reunited on the set of the new spin-off for its first taping in July 2024. And thanks to social media, we got a peek behind the scenes, including some shots of the set. If those photos seemed familiar, you're not imagining things, reportedly. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage has taken over the Big Bang Theory's old lot.
In the summer, it's directly in the path of a cross breeze created by opening windows there and there. It faces the television at an angle that is neither direct, thus discouraging conversation, nor so far wide as to create a parallax distortion. I could go on,
But that's not all. Unlike young Sheldon, which used a single camera setup, the new spin-off is going back to the multi-camera approach and will be filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Gentleman is so charismatic and funny without trying, and I think there's something so natural about that that's going to translate really, really well to multicam.
Holland hopes this classic setup will help the series forge its own identity separate from the prequel.
Stat support. Dry as a bone.
So I have time for a second slice?
Go nuts.
Copy.
If our kid's weird, I'm ready.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Sure, the title might hint at where the story is headed, but Laurie insists there's still room for hope as long as the audience is willing to give them a chance.
Sometimes change is good. You were worried about Zachary Quinto being the new Spock, but you wound up liking him.
Oh, please. Every time the topic of change comes up, you throw Zachary Quinto in my face.
He reminisced about the doubts people had about the multi-camera format and the Big Bang Theory concept when it first aired. Given that the show ran for 12 successful seasons and won over critics, he joked, "All is forgiven." It seems Laurie is ready to prove skeptics wrong once more. Here's hoping they have the rule of 3 on their side.
You think I'm not all in, but I am.
Okay. Well, I am too.
Okay.
So we're really doing this?
Yeah.
What are you most hoping to see in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage? Let us know in the comments.
There's dramatic moments as well because they will face inevitable, obstacles to staying together. Hence the word first.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.